to the Dr. Grant Show. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to reach your life goals. Ladies, have you ever had a great idea? I mean, an idea that just lights you up and makes you just want to vibrate with excitement. So you start preparing and you start moving in the direction of said great idea. Maybe it's getting healthier. Maybe it is deciding to change your career. And then you have a well-intentioned conversation with a family member or a friend, and then they share with you why they don't think that idea is going to work, or they share with you, well, they know other people that have tried that before and it just simply didn't work. And the next thing you know, all that excitement you had, all that momentum you had, it just drops or it slows down. And the next thing you know, you're back to your old habits and your behavior. Well, I say no more. There are so many people statistically that start great ideas that could have blossomed and bloomed into something, but yet they never finish. I lovingly label this as the startup syndrome, where many women, for example, they start to get healthier. They start to eat better. They decide they're going to take better care of themselves and stop putting themselves last. They start a new career goal that's going to be more fulfilling than the last. They start a new business. But what happens when you keep starting, but you don't finish? And isn't that the main point here? There's an expression called progress, not perfection, but your progression consistently must reach an end point. You must reach a goal. It must be completed. And if we are not completing the goals that we set out to do, if we're not finishing what we start, then this is where we're going to have the challenge. So I'm going to share with you 5 habits to help you reach your goals faster. I want to help you get on the path to completing your goals, not just starting. Number 1, the first habit, identify your soul goals. What is that exactly? When you identify your soul goals, you identify goals that resonate with you, the goals that are designed by you, for you, in order to better humanity or better some aspect or facet of your life. It's a goal that gets you excited. It's a goal that you won't waver from, not the goal that someone gave you permission to pursue. Number 2, see the end result. It's extremely important to not only begin with our goals and identify what works, but to actually see what the end result is. Number 3, build a morning ritual around your goals. Don't just think about what those goals might be. Don't just wonder about them. Incorporate them into your morning routine. Number 4, stop letting other people define your goals for you and give you permission to pursue these goals. Remember, it's extremely important that the goals represent what excites you, what sets you on fire. It can't be what sets your significant other on fire. It can't be what makes your friends excited. It can't be someone else's goal that they wanted to complete that now you're taking up and carrying the mantle for. It has to be a goal that works for you, because when it's the goal that sets your goal and your life on fire and your soul on fire, only then are you able to tap into the reserves and dedicate yourself to the journey and uncovering what needs to happen next. When you hit a detour, you don't back down. You ask yourself, what needs to happen next so I can get there? Think about a journey. The last time you took a road trip, for example, If you encountered a detour, you didn't just say, oh, well, I guess we're not going to get to our end destination. I guess this means that I need to turn around and go back home. No, you just simply recalculated. You took the detour and you reached your destination. And that is exactly what you need to embody as you move towards the goal that is truly purposed for you. And let me share something with you. You are purposely and well equipped to do whatever it is that you have placed in your heart and in your mind to actually do. There's nothing else needed. You are enough. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. You are enough. Inside of you, you have everything that you need right here, right now, to step out and do what it is that you were meant to do. Why? Because you wouldn't have had the dream. It would not have been placed in your heart if it wasn't meant for you to carry it out. Now, along that path, along that journey, you may discover detours. You may all of a sudden discover that there are other things you might need to pick up along that journey. There may be new things that you need to learn. What does this have to do with food addiction and overeating? Why am I talking about this, especially as it pertains to what you need to learn? Because when you hit those detours, when you hit those perceived setbacks, this is where the stress response begins and where the feelings of inadequacy begin to climb into your brain, and that negative tape recorder begins in your mind. And then this is where you become stressed, and this is when you begin to feel overwhelmed with emotions and anxiety and depression. And then this is what opens the door and the floodgates to feeling the need to cope with food. This is the reason why I talk about this, because of the fact that if we don't begin to see the entire circle of life and how it influences and impacts your decisions, if you don't begin to look at how not pursuing your goals in the name of whatever has been holding you back is causing you self-harm in the form of stress, anxiety, anger, sadness, frustration, and your body loves you, and it will find a way to help you cope. And for women that I work with in my health coaching practice that suffer from food addiction symptoms such as overeating, binging, food cravings, emotional eating, it's not the calorie counting. It's not the willpower. It's the fact that they're missing the tools and being able to recognize why they're feeling out of sync and out of balance, and why they're not tapping into their goals and their true purpose. Once they turn on to that, once they tap into what they're truly here for and what lights them up and what they need in their life, that is when change begins to happen, and you can easily and more readily tap into the tools that you need and use them consistently to get to where you need to go. The weight loss, and they do experience weight loss. That's just a happy byproduct and coincidence. The fifth point is to put yourself first. It is about you. I know as women, we're taught to not make it about us. We're taught and sometimes rewarded by society to put ourselves last, especially as us moms. And I'm right there with you. But sometimes, in order to fill other people's cup, your cup has to be filled first. All right, that is the end of the Dr. Grant Show for this episode today. Type in the comments which one of these habits resonated with you and where maybe you could kind of tweak your life a little bit. And feel free to contact me. I am on edibleaddiction.com. I'm on Facebook under Edible Addiction and on Instagram under Kirsten Grant, PhD. Much love to you.